obviously, with 10 minutes left in the game. Okay, she jumped off my lap over here. But I would like to say that you know I still like Club Bilbao to win. I get it. Roma, they've had many knockout victories in the Conference League and in the Europa League. So Roma are still a dangerous team that they've had many knockout victories. Now, and it made a lot of sense for the under to happen. And then at one spare moment, the club defender grabs his arms around the Roma player and he gets thrown out of the game. And next thing you know, Bilbao very close to seeing out a 1-1 draw. And then Roma, they jump ahead 2-1. So Roma are ahead, but they needed a red card to score. And that's the beauty of football. And Victoria Pilsen against Lazio. Red card for Lazio. And then a second red card for Lazio. And then what happens? They still score. Lazio still score even down, not down one man, but down two men. Lazio still score. So that's the beauty of football, of calcio, of soccer, is that anything can happen. And in the second leg, which is going to be at Club Bilbao, they are going to play like they are the best team outside of Atletico and Real Madrid and Barcelona. They're going to play like they should carry on with the streak. So Roma have the upper hand, but Club Bilbao they will equalize. It's going to be 2-2. But what's up for debate is who is going to score second. Is it going to be 3-2 Roma, or is it going to be 3-2 Bilbao? It all depends on who scores that second goal in the second leg. So Bilbao don't need to be perfect defensively. They just have to score 2 goals. You're up 3-2. If you're up 2-1, then we may have extra time. So it's going to be an electric second leg. Roma are very experienced. They're going to be a very hard opponent to beat because they made it to Europa semis. They've made it to Conference League final, and you have to beat multiple European opponents in knockout stage to do that. So that's what makes Roma dangerous. In Numerologia, Copa del Mundo says, Tony, do you think Barcelona can play against Real Madrid in Champions League? That is possible. It is possible. It is a possibility. I'm still going to stick with Mohamed Salah having an amazing semifinal against Real Madrid. Real Madrid can win 2 titles in 3 years, and then who would have thought it in football? Who would have thought that after losing against Saudi Arabia, Argentina wins the World Cup, right? Who would have thought that a team that adds Kylian Mbappe doesn't go on to win Champions League their first year together? Who could have predicted that? And after Arsenal finish in second, they're the clear team to replace Man City if they have a bad year, right? But instead, they bottled it and they're nowhere near the title race. Who would have predicted that? That without Jurgen Klopp and without any key additions, who would have thought Liverpool would win the league? So that's the mystique of football. Who could have thought that Napoli would be Scudetto contenders at the beginning of the season? So this game can be unpredictable at very key moments. Now, I still like Bilbao to go through. If I'm wrong about Club Athletic, it doesn't make a difference. However, now that'd be my dream, is Italia wins the World Cup right before Christmas. That'd be my dream. Mamma mia. Roberto Mancini did manage Saudi Arabia after he left the Italian team. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But logically, objectively, if Brazil don't win this World Cup, 2034 is the year. I think the Azzurri need a little bit more attack. If you can defend, if you can keep a good defensive shape, you got to balance it out with some attack. The main thing is when you lose the ball, can you quickly get into a very organized defensive shape? So I think Italia must not be afraid to attack. They must show some grinta. You're always going to play 7, 8 men behind the ball anyways. You're going to be very good defensively either way. It's about getting into a very quick defensive shape anytime you lose the ball. And so I believe that's not going to be an issue. What is going to be an issue is Italia attacking enough? Because I think they need a little bit more balance, I think. They pressed very well with Mancini. They pressed very well when they won the Euro. But can they attack a little bit more? You're not asking to go all out attack every play, but show a little bit more grinta on the forward towards the opposition. It is pretty smart when you always have great goalkeepers is to force it to a penalty shootout. You have Donnarumma. But what happened to Buffon in 2003 when they went to the shootout just didn't matter if Juventus had Buffon, Milan still won Champions League. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. I like France to win Euros. I agree. I think Zidane's going to be manager. They're going to win the Euros, and everybody's going to expect France to win the World Cup in 2030. And then Yamal dispels all that notion. Lamine Yamal dispels that notion that France is automatic to win the World Cup in 2030. Although I still expect France to play one of the opening matches of the World Cup in 2030 because they played the inaugural match in 1930. They won, I forgot which team they played, United States or Argentina in the inaugural World Cup match. But I think France played one of the opening matches over at the Americas before they fly all the way to Europe, Morocco, Spain, Portugal. But Yamal in Spain as a host country are going to win it in 2030. 20 years later, and España is 20. So again, the 2 red cards, Lazio are just going to hold on for a draw. No, they win the match. Endrick is going to be great because he plays for Real Madrid, and Real Madrid see how talented he is already. So he's going to play for Real Madrid for life. He's going to be a legend for Real Madrid for life. Because Real Madrid are the best team in the world. And if they see something in Endrick, he's scoring in Copa del Rey, and he's scoring in Copa del Rey and La Liga. He's a real deal. She wants to bite my phone. Vinicius going to play for Real Madrid for life. I guess the only thing that can motivate him to join Premier League is money. If they get paid a little bit more. I don't know how Real Madrid's wages compare to Premier League, but Premier League is obviously at the very top of the pay scale. So, Osimhen in the Premier League, Osimhen is going to want to join Juventus or Chelsea or Arsenal. Osimhen is going to want to join a big club. So the top transfer target is Osimhen. He is the top target. Her name is Kiana. My mind. And obviously she won't let go, but her clause on my Del Piero jersey, well, that there's problems with that. There's problems with that. But the first minute of the stream, you'll see every part of the Del Piero jersey. The Champions League ball, the old Juventus logo, the Del Piero stitching, the number, everything with that, right? Hey, Juventus have Federico Gatti. You know what Gatti means in Italian? Gatti means cat. Gatti, man. You like Federico Gatti, Federico Cat, man. But Inter are in the quarterfinal of Champions League, and they have to play 2 Coppa Italia semifinal matches. This is what Napoli needed to stay in the Scudetto race. Napoli don't have any midweek matches, but Inter have 4 midweek matches in Coppa Italia and Champions League quarterfinals, where they're going to get destroyed by Bayern, as I have prophesized in my bracket of the Champions League. Now, I had to go with a upset, right? It doesn't seem like we're seeing any upsets, and the Champions League is not a romantic competition, you see, because it's dominated by experience. And I went with Club Brugge to beat Villa, but Villa are obviously up 3-1. But that was the one upset I had. You gotta like show some balls and predict a upset, right? Who cares if the upset doesn't happen? Which upset's gonna happen? And it didn't happen between Club Brugge and Villa, and I think I was overthinking with the Aston Villa. No, it was a Club Brugge goalkeeper that used to be with Liverpool. But again, Liverpool are going to beat Villa. It's going to be a very entertaining tie. The 2 teams drew 2-2. So over 2 legs, Liverpool are going to be expected to beat Aston Villa. As far as Copa del Rey semifinal goes, second leg is at Atletico. So what do you think could happen? If Atletico beats Barca in Copa del Rey, Barca may just win the league. Now, Real Madrid are not out of it. It's going to come down to I think it's going to come down to Real Madrid against Barcelona. But Atletico against Barcelona, if that ends in a draw, an Atletico result, then suddenly Real Madrid are back. But Atletico beat Bilbao. So Atletico can't win if you're Real Madrid. If you're Real Madrid, a draw better happen between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. And this is at the Stadio Metropolitano this time, because they drew away. Atletico beat Barca at Barca in extra time. They play them again at Madrid. They played them in Copa del Rey at Madrid too. So these are 2 hard games for Barcelona. These guys are deluded. They have the Simpsons, but they don't realize about that Simpsons so-called prophecy is that in the Confederations Cup, Portugal did play against Mexico in a Confederations Cup match. Now, I forgot which year it was. I think it's 2017 or 2018, because the winner of Copa America, Chile, winner of Euro, Portugal, play in Confederations Cup, and maybe Mexico won the Gold Cup, so that's why Mexico played against Portugal. But this has nothing to do with the World Cup. What was prophesized was Portugal playing Mexico in Confederations Cup in 2017. So that already happened. We already seen Portugal against Mexico in Confederations Cup. And you're absolutely right. These people are deluded. Win World Cup or not for Argentina, it doesn't matter. I think South America's win the World Cup. It's between Argentina and Brazil. If Argentina don't win, Brazil's gonna win. If Argentina wins, then I'm right. If Argentina lose, then I was incorrect to change from Brazil to Argentina. But no matter what, South America is CONMEBOL is winning the World Cup, and CONMEBOL has a very strong history of winning the World Cup at the Americas. Brazil against Italy in 1970, Argentina against Germany in 1986, Brazil against Italy in 1994. So the history is there for South America to win 2 straight World Cups. And this is not going to be an exception. So at the bare minimum, Brazil's number 2 in my list, Argentina number 1, defending champions. Brazil has more of a chance than Spain. They have more of a chance versus England. They have more of a chance than Italy. They have more of a chance than Netherlands and Spain and France, and let's Colombia's good, so let's include Colombia. Colombia's number 3 in South America. They're good. Uruguay, they replaced Suarez with Darwin Nunez. So, and Valverde of Real Madrid, who can forget about him too. So Uruguay can be pretty good. All right, again, it's only one leg. It's completed through 2 legs. If Club Athletic don't win, then Club Athletic don't win. But they only lost because they had a red card. They're at home in the second leg. And who could have thought that Lazio could score 2 men down today? So that is what football is about. Anything can happen in football, and there's still another leg. And I believe in the strength of Atletico and Real in Barcelona, that, again, the best team behind those 3 teams is Bilbao, and I'm going to go with the strength of Bilbao. But Ranieri and company have done very well in Serie A with taking the most points. They're like one of the top 5 most points, I think, in 2025. So, and they've got the knockout experience. So, but my point is, let's wait till the second leg, and anything is possible at that moment in time. It is going to be a very dramatic ending to this tie. And it will surprise me to see the winner of Roma and Club Athletic end up winning the Europa League. United are not going to win it. Tottenham are not going to win it. Lazio have a chance of winning it. Frankfurt won the Europa League, so let's add Frankfurt to the discussion because Frankfurt won the Europa League a couple years ago. So let's not overlook Frankfurt either. That's going to be a pretty strong team. I don't think Ajax are as good as they were in previous years. And no matter what, Barcelona may get to the final in the Champions League. What's up for debate is who's going to make it between Real Madrid and Liverpool. I will back Liverpool. Real Madrid are the stronger team, but eternal bragging rights in the Champions League final, I just get the feeling that it's not going to happen, that like 2015 when Juventus beat Real Madrid to deny El Clasico, and we may see history repeat itself. So we'll find out. And when El Clasico was denied, that was Barcelona's last title. So what if we have potential El Clasico in the semifinal and Liverpool denies it, and then we see a Barcelona win it? They won 1-0. They're down 10 men. It's been 10 years since they won. And these things are not coincidental. These matches are rigged by numbers. It's a way of mocking the masses. And so I believe Barca are going to win, that they're bankrupt, and UEFA has them going deep into the competition because UEFA takes care of any clubs that are facing bankruptcy or insolvency, and interfaced their owner, Zhang Suning, was struggling financially. And they did give Inter the final, but it was not enough for the Suning group to hold on to the club. And now Oaktree US owns Inter. This was not enough. And we analyze the Europa League after the second leg, and there are no surprises in the Champions League. We'll see if Atletico Madrid have a chance, but it's looking like it's a competition of experience, and the experienced teams are going to go through.